with another episode of Unfiltered with me, Raven, and Amirah. Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm so excited for this episode. I have so much notes prepared.
Yeah, listen, same. Today, we're going to be talking about building self-trust, and it's somewhat playing off of the topic that we had last week with unlearning conditioning. Conditioning and self-trust are heavily interlinked.
Yeah.
Because the price that we pay for conformity is that we lose our own trust in ourselves.
You got that right.
Yeah. That's a unfortunate thing. Particularly if us following this conditioning that is placed on us by society or family, religion, is contrary to our truth or to our authenticity. You know? That's a sacrifice.
It definitely is. And while, we're discussing and, making notes, I didn't even realize how much this tied into the last episode that we did. And, writing, I'm like, oh, wow. I started, I feel like I'm healing parts of myself by figuring, while I'm making these notes and, going more deep within myself, I'm realizing how much everything is intertwined, and it's crazy.
It really is. Similar experience. The topic, it came to me, but not because of the topic that we chose last week. I was just like, we could talk about, it's like self-trust, because I know that that's something that I'm actively working on all the time. And only when I sat down to make my notes, I was like, yo, the link here is crazy.
It's
crazy. Because there's so many facets to conditioning as well. Every experience that you have, right? The different aspects with religion or society or your parents. All of them are influencing you in different ways. So then now you have different areas wherein you don't trust yourself. It's not just a broad thing of, you're lacking self-trust. You're lacking self-trust in this area. And then in this area, and in this area. So when you do the work to build self-trust, it's like you have to do individual work for each area.
Definitely. I mean, it's something that, honestly, I still struggle with this myself.
Yeah.
And I have come a long way, but I do know I have a long way to go. Still. But, I mean, I do see a difference within myself, and I didn't even realize, honestly, how much it was affecting my life in so many different ways. And it really is crazy.
To say the least. And, last week I would have talked about, the negative affirmations that I used to say to myself, right? And when I was making my notes on building self-trust, I was like, I see how that conditioning made me lose trust in myself, because through me, doing these negative affirmations in the mirror, what I'm telling myself is, there's no love here. I can't trust you with me. I can't trust me with me. That's crazy.
And trust starts with yourself.
Yeah.
Trust. Once you build that self-trust, and once you start on that journey, you realize your entire life makes a full 360 degrees, and with every single thing, you just move in confidence. When you start to fix that, you move in confidence. Even you walk into a room and you emit that confidence.
Yeah.
Because you have that trust in yourself.
Yeah. I would have never known that this one thing would have impacted so many things, and that choosing to address this would also fix a lot of things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't realize that these situations you end up in is because you don't trust yourself.
So listen, I feel like so much. I feel like most of these situations I end up in, and I'm like, it's because I don't trust myself.
You don't listen, you're too hardened.
I am. I really am.
Yeah, me too. I'm working on it though.
Same. I feel like it really is difficult, I think, to build that trust in yourself.
Yeah.
Because it shows up in so many different aspects, and especially so many times just in one day.
Yeah. Because if you think about how much experiences we have in life, And just like you said, in a day, how much experiences you have in one day. And then you think about how many years you have lived not listening to yourself. And, maybe at a point you didn't have a choice. Yeah. Because, as a child, you can't really tell your parents, well, no, you can't resist what they're putting on you as a child because it's not safe to do that. Yeah. And not just your parents, but society as well, too. They make you feel unsafe when you operate authentically if it goes against what they say you must do. So it becomes a protection mechanism now of I need to neglect myself, I need to neglect my truth, I need to neglect my authenticity in order to feel safe. Yeah. So now to undo that and come to a place where you trust yourself, really had to put in the work.
It's every single day. It's every single day that you have to put in the work. There's no, I'm tired today, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's every single day, every single negative thought. I mean, I feel like I'm rushing this because this is points like, obviously we have to speak about ways and the experiences that we lose trust in ourselves first. But what I can say is, as soon as every single negative thought hits your brain, you have to combat that with the positive thoughts. Yeah. And you have to keep talking to yourself, and it really works. It works.
The mental restructuring is crucial because your brain will just run on autopilot and you don't realize how many systems you have running in your brain that are not serving you.
Exactly. And I mean, like, again, linking it back to conditioning. When you were conditioned from an early age, as long as you can remember, all the way up until adulthood, to believe certain things about yourself, that is not easy to unlearn things and to build that trust within yourself. It takes time. But once you accept and you just accept that, like,
the work needs to be done.
And acceptance is the first step.
Yeah. Like, you hear that a lot, but it truly is, because if you don't accept that there's a problem, you're not going to put the work in to fix it. Because what problem? I don't have any problem. I good.
Sometimes, like, you feel... Because, I mean, like, I was at this point where I felt like I could have gone through life continuing to please people.
Yeah.
And betray myself, and just all these different things which made... Like, that, all of that was just saying, I can't trust myself and, to fit in.
Yeah.
Just doing all these things to fit in, to feel like I belong in a place. But
it's a safety thing, because
definitely
belonging is what makes us feel safe as humans. It's part of the human wants and needs to fit into a group. We're group creatures.
Yeah.
So when you feel like, I don't have a place, or I don't belong anywhere, you feel unsafe.
You really do feel unsafe, and it's a crazy thing that when you don't realize, and this is actually drawing up to like one of the points I have written down here, but the company that you keep around you is very crucial.
Oof. Yeah.
And I mean, I could go on about this, and you settle for friends, or your like so-called friends will make a mistake, or like bad talk you, or do something like that, and you see. Like, you would just like brush over that, and you'd be like for me, every single thing that happens in my life, I'm like, this happened for a reason.
Yeah.
And I see through it, and I work through it. Like, okay, well, in a way, I feel like I make excuses for people. Because I'm like,
you understand certain things about them, you understand what they're going through, but that's not a reason to keep them around.
Exactly. Yeah. And
it takes a while to learn that, though.
Yes, because like you would have these amazing experiences with these people, and you would make excuses for them, and just because you had amazing experiences with these people doesn't mean that you can keep them around. Because my values, like, I had to shed so many friends because our values didn't align, and it didn't feel comfortable. And I'm tired, like I'm really at the point where I'm so tired of masking who I am, and masking all my little traits and quirks about me. I just don't want to do that anymore. I just want to let the mask down.
Yeah.
Because it takes up so much mental energy.
It really does. Honestly, you being at that point where you're like, the masking thing, I'm tired of it, it shows how much growth there has been in you and how much trust you've already built in yourself to get to the point to be able to say, well, I don't want to put up the mask anymore.
Yeah.
Because we contort and we try to fit ourselves into these shapes, and it's like, mask on, walls up. But at a point, you just had to just drop it.
I mean, the mask even goes up. Say like even, okay, besides our friends or whatever, when you have a job in the workplace, you know, like, I mean, like, just speaking on like my behalf, I can't just be my willy-nilly self at work. You know what I mean? And it's hard because I am still like, that's something I actually still am struggling with, because it's like I want to just be myself. Yeah. But in that world with the people that I'm dealing with, I feel like I can't. Yeah. And then there's the argue that it already takes up so much mental energy and drains me. Listen, every single day I go home, I'm drained. Yeah. And I'm like, Amirah, you cannot keep doing this to yourself.
It's not conducive. It's not.
It's really not.
And honestly, like, I used to work in the bank, and that's why I had to leave. And I mean, of course, I wouldn't recommend that everybody do this in terms of leaving and you don't have another job lined up. Mm-hmm. But it got to a point where I could not. Like, I was breaking down. Like, the bank could be a very hostile place. Any customer facing role can be a hostile environment. Yeah. So I have to have my mask up for that. And we were saying was it episode 2? In terms of our sensitivity,
I believe it was episode 2. Yeah,
reconditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a highly sensitive person. So if you're talking to me and you're yelling at me, no, I'm going to cry. And because I'm in this environment where I already understand social cues in terms of it is not appropriate for me to cry right now. Yeah. I'm like, I have to excuse myself, go and cry in the bathroom or something, and then come back out and go to work. But it required a lot of me to put up this mask of coldness so that I wasn't impacted by customers like that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was good experience. I taken everything in life as a lesson. I see where I need to be a little bit more tough, or just practice. Not necessarily being tough, but not taking things personally.
Trust me, I can tell you I had a similar experience like that last week. So just long story short, I wasn't at work for like 2 weeks because I wasn't while I was sick, right? So I came out medicals, whatever, talked to my supervisor, and she's not listening on here, so I can say this. But she's just, I'm telling her, like, I was sick, whatever, and she's like, another person, co-worker, said I always stay home like this, right? And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I have a lot of personal things going on right now, and when I stay home, it's because I really do need to stay home, and I have things that I'm dealing with. I generally can't make it to work, right? Like, what do you want me to do? And she's just sitting down there watching me with this fake smile on her face, and I'm like, I know she feels like, to me, it feels like she didn't leave me, right? And she's just staring. She's like, she wants to move me from my desk. She was like, is this going to keep happening again? I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be sick today or tomorrow or whenever the case may be. Like,
that's not something you could control.
And I'm just standing up there, like, I felt at that moment like I was this little child standing in front
scolded,
of... Exactly. And I was like, that's just crazy. Like, that entire day, like, my mood was so off, and I just, like, I really felt like I wanted to cry, because my instant reaction to anything negative is somebody
conflict,
anything like that, I cry. Like, I'm a very big crier. Like, pretty happy moments, sad moments, everything, I'm a very big crier. And I had to stop myself, and I'm like, Amirah, you can't, like, come on. Like, I had to quickly, like, try to think of, like, stupid, silly thoughts that I, like, distract myself.
Trying to get yourself to stop crying is one of the like hardest things. It's like sucking the tears back in. It's like, please, not now. But I even in that, I prioritize like building my relationship with myself, and being kind to myself. So in those moments where I feel like I want to cry, it's not bullying myself and telling myself, "Jill, you're too sensitive. Da-da-da-da, what are you crying for?" You know, it's like, I understand. This triggered you. Whatever. You just need to release the emotions, because that's all it is. It's just you're feeling a lot, and the emotions are building, and your body wants to release it in some way, and it just comes out as tears. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just being able to give yourself that understanding.
Like, I didn't know how important it was for me to give myself grace and room to, like, just give kindness to myself.
Right.
Because, I mean, I didn't even look at it like, you would, like, for me, I would give kindness to strangers.
Yeah,
to everyone
other people,
around me.
externalize it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give the same to myself.
Yeah.
And it's all in the little things, right? So now, even the littlest things, if I achieve the tiniest bit of thing, I always tell myself, Amirah, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Like, even for these stupidest things.
Yeah.
Like, I had a little exercise. Amirah, I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Because
and you know
that's
something?
How you build, yeah.
That keeps me going. That gives me so much motivation.
This is reparenting, right? Because the reason that we don't have trust in ourselves, or our relationship with ourselves might not be the best, we ignore our intuition or whatever, is because the foundation for that relationship with the self is weak. So whether it is your parents were not emotionally available, or whatever experiences that would have shaped you not trusting in yourself, you have to kind of go back and not undo it, but give yourself what you would have needed at that time.
Yeah.
So you need to hear more of "I'm proud of you." You need to hear that motivational stuff, and you giving that to yourself is one of the best things you could do for yourself. That's how you build the trust.
Yeah. So now it's to the point where it's fine if I don't hear it from anybody else, because I used to seek so much validation from people, and that's the only way. Like, I had very little confidence in myself and very little self-worth, and I always sought out external validation. And I did not see myself as being pretty or even good enough, right? Just based on my looks, right? And it's very tough to go through all of that. But now I'm at the point where I don't care. I just need it's fine. I have myself, and I don't seek that validation from elsewhere. It's really a crazy thing, but yeah.
I just in thinking about the relationship with yourself and how society kind of forces you to abandon that relationship, right? And I want to say I'm proud of you too. Just to be, we have ourselves, but it is good as well to meet people who see you and see the work that you're doing, and actually could say I'm proud of you, and you know that I mean it.
And that's the thing too. I see, yes, we have this relationship now in real life, right? But on social media, I would see certain people. I'm not going to call any names on here, obviously, right? But I will see certain people doing certain things, to work on their mental health, right? And doing all these spiritual things, and you can tell, sometimes we would have conversations or whatever, and I'm in the back of my mind, I'm I don't go around telling everybody I'm proud of you, but I always think it, because trust me, if I had the opportunity, I would go around telling everybody that I'm proud of them.
Maybe you should.
Because it's
maybe that's part
everybody
of what you
goes
need to
through
do.
so much. I'm that's part of the reason why I do the notes, handing out the notes to strangers.
So they feel seen.
Yes, because everybody deserves to feel seen.
Yeah.
Because it's a crazy world out there. I need to stop saying crazy too much.
No, but I feel if you could summarize the human experience, it would be crazy. This shit is crazy.
Yeah,
there's so much going on all the time.
if people really, like, if one person says, I'm proud of you, like, it feels like, to me, it feels so magical.
Yeah.
You know, because to be seen is to be heard, it's to be appreciated, is, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
And I feel like being seen, like how I said, belonging to a group is part of or one of our human needs.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, like, I have no evidence of this, but I feel like being seen and heard and just, I don't know, acknowledged, like, that is so human to me, like, to desire that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. Like, it's a very human thing. I mean, of course, we will say, like I just said, like, I don't need that external validation from anyone else, which is true. But yet, I still feel appreciated
when it does happen.
When it does happen, you know, because it makes me light up inside, you know.
Yeah.
It's feel like, I'll bite up, you know.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to say is being honest with yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a key aspect of building self-trust.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, yes, with the conditioning, you have to be a certain way or you have to do a certain thing. We tend to lie to ourselves. Say, like, yeah, I'm okay with this. Or, you know, no, that didn't hurt me. You're lying.
Definitely.
Because even if as an adult, you could look back and say, okay, I understand why my parents did this thing. I understand why these people treated me this way because they're going through this or what, you know, da-da-da-da-da. I understand, so it's not a problem. But even though that's like a mature thing and you do understand, if you could travel back in time, right, to when you were a child and that thing happened with your parents, how did little you feel? Were you hurt by it or not? So whether you as an adult now understand it, the fact of the matter is it did hurt you.
Whew, yeah. Like, so my parents got divorced when I was like really, really young, right? Mm-hmm. And like growing up, I always assured everyone around me, like, no, like, of course this doesn't bother me. Like, even my mom would continuously ask me, you know, like, how I'm going, how I'm feeling about the entire thing, like, if I'm okay. And I'm like, no. And anybody ask me, any family, any friends, anyone, I'm like, I like it because I get double the birthday gifts, I got double the Christmas gifts,
right.
But that only lasted for a short period of time. That's a whole scene with my dad, because I mean, I would say I no longer speak to him.
Right.
I feel like only this year I made a decision to like completely cut him off. But like after a while, like I just told myself and convinced myself that nothing bothered me.
Right.
And I feel like I pushed that down so deep inside myself that when I got older, about like 18, 19, I feel like then everything resurfaced.
Yeah. And it always will.
It was like kind of like a crush.
Yeah.
It was like a real big crush. And everything came tumbling down, and I'm like, Amirah, you are not okay.
Yeah.
Like, you really are taking on this thing so much. And I realized how much it was affecting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad though that, I mean, sometimes it's unfortunate that it takes like everything crumbling down for us to accept the truth about something. And I think that's a learning experience too, because now we know, okay, maybe I need to be a bit more intentional about, you know, looking in and really identifying what I'm feeling early on so I don't crash.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe it took crashing first to learn that lesson. Sometimes you have to learn to learn kind of thing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, all the experiences I went through, I never, up to this day, I would always tell people I have zero regrets in my entire life. All the decisions I made in the past, the good, the bad, whatever, the bad, I just said bad, but what's the actual hell? The good, the bad, the ugly, right?
Yeah.
It all made me the person I am today.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for all those learning experiences because, yes, in a lot of instances, I had to crash to learn. But you know what? I'm grateful I did.
Yeah.
Because the person I am today, I'm very proud of her.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like I have this level of emotional intelligence that I'm very proud of, right? And that nobody can take that away from me.
Yep.
And
you work hard for that.
Exactly. And seeing how this world works, I am so glad that I am the person that I am.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because people out here are stupid. I'm sorry, but you're not stupid. Not anyone who's listening
probably
here,
not, yeah.
right? But to everyone listening, we are super grateful that you all are tuning in and listening to us. We appreciate you and love you very much. Okay? However, like, come on, some people to deal with certain people
stupid things.
yeah. Yeah.
But I want to answer that point of not regretting things, because even us, like, we would have been stupid at a point.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. Definitely.
And I think, like, there's no guilt or no shame for the things that you have done in the past, especially if you felt like you were doing it to protect yourself or to keep yourself safe, or, you know, even like people pleasing, which is a big thing, was a big thing for me as well. We did it because we wanted to feel safe, and you felt like that was the only way that you could. It's like, if you please everybody, you keep everybody in good terms or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, so there's no, even though sometimes I'm like, why was really doing, boy? But I look at myself, no shame, no guilt. Like, I forgive you. That's a big thing to her. In building self-trust, you have to forgive yourself.
Definitely.
For the things that you did in the past.
Yeah.
To protect yourself, and sometimes as you know, you're doing the best with the information that you have at the time.
Yeah, that's a very big thing as well. Yeah, because a lot of people don't have that information and they just understand it at their own capacity.
Level, yeah. So
and you can't
tried.
Really blame
them for that, yeah.
Because
it's literally like, ignorance is not like, when you say, oh, this person, they're ignorant, it's not necessarily a bad word. It's literally true. Like, they don't know any better.
Exactly. And just a side note, Trinis love to use that word wrong.
Yeah.
I am fed up of hearing people using the word ignorant, because people use the word ignorant as
everything,
dotish.
Yeah.
Like, if you're stupid or you're dotish, that person is so ignorant. And I'm like, oh, but
they're trying.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody trying. Sometimes ignorance is not necessarily that they don't have the information, but maybe they don't have the capacity, or they're unwilling to understand the information that they have been given.
Yeah.
So,
but I want to draw back to that point of people pleasing, because, like, growing up and even now, I feel like I still struggle with that a bit.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, I feel like I sense people's emotions and their energy a lot, and the simplest shift, like, somebody, like, I would just be having a conversation, right, with someone, and I could feel a shift, and I would instantly think, like, it's my fault, or like, what am I doing? Or so I would try to change myself to fix the situation, when it's really not me, right? It has nothing to do with me. But I would.
It might. It could,
right?
But you don't know that.
Yeah. But, like, I would try to, like, go out my way.
Yeah.
Or, like, even
I'm
self.
so glad we're talking about this, because
even self, okay, it was my fault or whatever, I would be like, okay, like, I take the blame.
Yeah,
like, just
backwards to fix
smoothen out the situation, because I don't want. I hate to feel any kind of tense, negative emotions in the air.
I hate attention.
Yeah.
Tension, not attention, but tension.
I love attention.
Not all those things. Good attention.
Good attention.
Not all attention.
Yes.
Good
yeah.
But it comes to a point where you really had to introspect and analyze and look at yourself and be like, okay, what are the protection mechanisms that I have? Like, how am I socializing with people? And is it serving me?
Yeah.
Like, you know, these are the questions you have to ask yourself. Is it serving my highest good? Is this who I really am? Am I operating in my truth? Am I choosing to learn from life, or am I running from it? Loaded questions. And once again, honesty. Because if you can't answer these questions honestly, then what's the point?
You need to be honest with yourself. And this, like, a lot of people, I feel like they keep lying to themselves so much. They don't know what's the truth anymore.
Yeah.
They don't know themselves anymore, and they don't know the truth about themselves anymore. And it's hard to keep up with that whole facade of everything.
Yeah.
You know?
The facades.
And yeah, it's all just the mask. The mask. Well, when you take off that mask, or when you start doing the work and it starts lifting, you feel so much lighter.
You really do.
You feel so much lighter.
And I want to offer just a word of hope for anybody who's listening. If you are that person who doesn't know yourself because you're lost in the mask or whatever, you can never truly lose yourself. Like, you're there. Like, your soul does not change. It's just under all these layers. So once you are intentional and committed to unpeeling the layers, you are going to find back yourself and know yourself again. But you just have to be committed to that journey of unlearning and relearning and rebuilding, and it's tearing down and building again and then tearing down, and it's just a cycle.
The same commitment you would want someone to give you in a relationship, it's the same commitment you need to have to yourself.
Tell them.
Probably even more so to yourself.
Probably,
because the thing is, we have a tendency of giving so much of ourselves to people, and we don't return that common courtesy to ourselves. And that's because we don't respect ourselves, we don't trust ourselves. No, it all starts with you. Internal. And that's a societal. It's always society, because it really is constructed in such a way to make us just completely disconnected from ourselves. Even like the media and how they portray like romance and relationships, and everything is so romanticized, and everybody's like, oh, I want to have a relationship like this, and it's not that easy, and it's not that simple. I feel like I recently realized that it's sometimes very hard to take advice from people, because of the fact that everybody's relationship and situation is so different that you can't really judge and you can't really properly understand certain things, and the advice that somebody may be giving you may work for them, but if you try that same advice, it's not going to work for you, because everybody is so complex and there's so many layers. It's like an onion. A never-ending
onions.
Onion.
Something that I love is the phrase, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So any advice that you hear, any information that is coming into your field, like, you don't have to take that like on in its entirety. Like, what resonates and what feels. And this is why the connection with yourself is important, and building self-trust is important, because how are you supposed to know what truly resonates with you if you don't know who you are?
So it really is something else, and I just lost my train of thought.
That's okay,
because I was looking at my notes and then I got sidetracked.
I know you always have a lot going on in your head, and like you want to say one thing, and
listen, this is the thing, right? So I made like 4 pages full of notes.
She actually
no. And now the thing is, because I have so much notes on my page, I have the thoughts in my head, and I'm trying to find back the exact thing that I want to talk about, and I can't find it, so I just completely get sidetracked.
That's okay. And this is your learning flow as well, and that's part of building self-trust too. So for me, like, if I do my notes, I'm like, okay, like, I want to see it like exactly how it came out, because I know I was spitting when I
exactly.
But I'm like, okay, well, I trust that however I relay it, it will come out in the way that it needs to, and it will reach who it needs to reach.
I want the next thing, like, I feel like you should talk about is listening to your gut. So a lot of times I feel like we would ignore that intuition and our gut, but it's like I felt like I never believed in that listen to your gut thing.
Yeah.
I never believed in that, but I feel like so many situations would happen and
force you to.
Yeah, and I'm like, Amirah, but you know, you had that thought where you knew better and you still did it anyways. Like
burning to learn.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the point you mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes
all this stuff is avoidable, but you know, like if we want to do things the hard way, because that's essentially what we do now.
Yeah.
Which is like, but I mean, if you are programmed from a young age to ignore your gut, of course you're not going to listen to it later down.
Of course not.
So, you know, it's like you're going to have to, like, you have to be able to learn at any stage.
And let me tell you something. As long as you're alive, you could be
elderly.
How old? You could be 70 or 80. Yeah. You are still going to keep on having experiences. As long as you're alive, you're going to keep on having experiences in your life, which will change the person you are and which will force you to learn and grow.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Learning never stops. It's never ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never ending.
I can't stop that.
Speaking of learning, something that I came across, I think the book is Inner Bonding. I can't remember who wrote it, but the author spoke about in life you have two paths that you could take, right? You either have the intention to protect yourself, which is what most people do, or you take the intention to learn. And when you go the route of, okay, I'm intending to protect myself, that involves having walls up, having masks up, and you know, you're like, okay, I want to avoid hurt. Everything you do is to avoid hurt. And of course, that influences the relationship that you have with yourself as well as other people and how you see the world and, you know, all these things. But when you go with the intention to learn, there's no mask, there's no walls. You keep yourself open. You say, okay, whatever experiences come my way, I'm going to learn something from it. And that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. That doesn't mean, you know, you're not going to get hurt but whatever life brings my way, I trust myself to handle it and learn whatever I need to learn from it.
Yeah. I feel like once you make that decision to learn and you open up yourself, you will definitely start receiving all the signs that you need.
Synchronicity.
And it's something that's kind of wild, but when I said like last year, last year, I made that intention. I was like, you know, I really want to be more spiritual. Like I want to like clarify and gain a better relationship with God, right? Now, I'm saying it on here. I don't know who's listening, but I don't believe in religion, right?
Religion?
Yes. Yeah. Like on a whole, right? There's just so many problems with that. Religion is man-made, right? Yeah. Like that's the number one point right there. It was made by a man, right? But like
spirit.
Yeah.
It's real.
But once I made a decision or whatever, and I started, you know, doing just some simple light work, you know, simple things like journaling, manifestations, just trying to like do my research, understand certain things better, talking to certain people.
Take a dive.
I started seeing the number 444, right? And to me, I was like, Amirah, like at that point, I didn't even believe in like that
the
thing.
Angel numbers
the angel numbers and stuff, right? And I felt like I just kept on specifically seeing 444. And at that time, I asked a friend, I was like, she knew and she believed in those things, right? I'm like, what does that mean? Because I feel like I keep on seeing this and I don't know if I should take that as a sign. I don't know if that is just me forcing myself to see these numbers. I don't know what it is. And then up to this day, I continuously keep seeing 444. And I'm like, that cannot be a coincidence.
Yeah. I honestly don't think there's any such thing as coincidences. That's my like personal thing. In that sphere of quote unquote everything happens for a reason, or just, you know, especially when you are open, you will see things clearly. For like when they line up, you see, okay, I was talking about this the other day, this fell into place here, this person came into my life here. Like, you're much more open and observant to the things that are happening, so you see when things are repeating. Yeah,
and it's crazy. Once, like, I would be like in certain times where I was experiencing doubt in myself and in certain situations, and doubt in starting certain things. It would just show up when I needed it the most. I would get the sign, and I'm like, Amirah, you definitely need to keep going. That is not a coincidence.
It's not.
It's really not.
It's not. And honestly, building self-trust.
Yeah.
It all comes back to that.
It really all comes back to this. And everything, all of the mental work that we do, and I feel like everything we talk about here, like all these deep things like this, everything will intertwine. And I feel like certain things will keep crossing each other. We might like maybe repeat certain things, but it's because
it's all linked.
Exactly, it's all linked together.
Because when we did our introductions, we said we're going to be focusing on authenticity. You know, that was one of the things. And in order to get to a point where you are operating authentically, you have to trust yourself.
Yeah. Like,
because you are going to be... Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, you are going to be faced with people who don't accept your, you know, authentic version of you, or accept your truth. And if you don't trust yourself and the path that you're walking, you're going to falter. You're going to say, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be myself, or maybe I shouldn't do this thing, or take this creative venture that I wanted to take, like, you know, something that's on my heart that I want to do, like, let's say your podcast or your blog, you know. If you didn't have that trust in yourself, outside forces would have been able to take that away from you.
No, trust me, it still goes to say, like my mom, for example, right? Now, she supports me in everything and every venture I decide to take, right? But there's still a lot of questions. And you can hear, I wouldn't say there's a doubt in her voice, but she's concerned of the creative ventures I'm taking, because, you know, mostly of the financial part of it, right? Because, like, and I'm like, I have to explain to her, you know, like, not everything is about money. You understand what I'm saying? Obviously, that's a whole different
aspect of it. And especially like that generation, right? Too.
But it's just, I feel like it's just because they don't understand, right? But they just don't understand. But I lost my train of thought again. That's okay. I feel like this may happen a lot on this podcast. I need to get some ginkgo or something.
Somebody you can check for that.
I think I might need some, because this
where do you go?
Crazy. Did I go to Port of Spain and come back? I don't know.
You on work already?
Don't even mention that. I don't even want to think about tomorrow.
Okay, let's be in the present.
Let's
come back to the
trying
present.
To do that. So it didn't come back to me as yet. But
that's okay. That's okay. Those are more external forces and like how they influence.
Right. Yes. Yes, I remember. Okay. So
she's back.
Back. A lot of people will try to, like, especially my family, you know, I get a lot of questions about what I'm doing, right? Because I try to share all of what I'm doing to, like, on Facebook, and I have my family. A lot of my family is on Facebook, unfortunately. And
abolish Facebook, dog.
Honestly, I think I need to put that account, because I don't really like they start to ask too much questions, and
you don't need to know all that.
I love them, but they just don't understand certain things,
and that's okay.
And that's okay. That's the thing. That's okay. Like, I don't need people to fully understand me. Like, that's fine. I'm good with that. You don't need to understand me.
And I don't think anybody, well, even though you'll meet people who kind of understand you and support you on similar journeys, whether it's creatively or whatever, nobody will 100% be able to understand you, and that's why you have to have a solid relationship with yourself.
Exactly.
Because you are going to be questioned. They are like, what are you talking about? Like, you're speaking gibberish. They don't understand the language.
Nobody will understand you like how you understand yourself.
Yeah.
And like even your significant other or whatever the case may be, right?
Can't expect them to.
Exactly, because everyone goes through so much, and yes, they will like try to explain everything to you, no matter how great your relationship is.
Yeah.
That's just how it is, and that's just how it works. And everybody again was brought up differently, which makes them see things differently, right?
And they're on their own journey, unlearning their own things.
You can't really blame anybody, you can't. It's just in this life, it's just everybody is just here for such a short period of time, and all we could do is just try to be there for one another.
Yeah.
Be authentic with yourself, trust yourself, and learn from your past mistakes, from your experiences, and grow. Like I'm telling you, once, like, if you don't know what to do with your life right now, like if there's anybody like don't know what to do with your life right now, and you're just looking for something to do or something to put your passion, like some passion, you want to find a passion, put all that work into yourself, and honestly, like everything will flow after that.
That was my experience. And I mean, it will get to a point where you don't want to do as much healing or like make yourself a project or whatever, but in the beginning you kind of have to make yourself a project and be like, okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna fix this? Because something, like we can't live like this. Something has to be done differently.
This is kind of weird, but that Lady Lava song, I Am Not Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, you need to be Bob the Builder for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be any Bob the Builder for anybody else, but be a Bob the Builder for yourself.
Yeah. Yes, go motivational speaker. What are you talking about? Yes. Yeah. And I want to say, as it pertains to honesty, right? Look for where you're still holding back the truth. Not necessarily from others, but even on other aspect of it, like there will be times where you're called to share your truth with other people. Yes. But the priority is sharing your truth with yourself.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Yep. In order to have a good relationship with yourself in the present, you have to kind of go back to, some of the things that happened in the past, revisit it from the lens of the person that trusts yourself. So let me say, I like using parents as an example. So in your childhood, you felt like you weren't seen by your parents, they didn't understand you. When you revisit that, it's not to blame them.
Yeah, definitely.
Or anything, definitely. But it's to talk to yourself and say, I'm here for you. They didn't see you, but I see you. It's to honestly say, you deserve better. Still not blaming them, but to be honest with yourself, you deserve better, and I am here to give you that. Yeah. Nobody else can give you that. I am here to give you the life that you deserve.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like that's one thing I don't do. Like, I've never blamed anybody for anything that happened in my life. And I'm so glad I never did that. Because the thing is, I'm such an understanding person. Yeah. Because even with people in my life, I'm like, I understand why you did certain things and why you said certain things, why you acted a certain way, because that's all you knew, that's all you genuinely knew, right? And if I know that you are taking a step to understand yourself and work on yourself and be like, okay, well, take accountability for your actions. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And one thing I would say is, once you release all of that, once you take the decision to release all of that, I cannot stare and stuff like all that, but release the shame and the guilt and forgive yourself for all the things that happened. You take responsibility. It frees up so much mental energy to move forward rather than staying stuck in the past. Because so many times, like, I would see grown adults constantly talking about things that happened like 20, 30 years ago because they are so stuck in the past. And you could never move forward if you don't release yourself from that.
Yeah. And honestly, it's so easy to get stuck there. It's so easy to get stuck. The pain on your mind, it's in your heart, and it's like just replaying. But a lot of it is,
I would say, comfort. The comfort
of the pain.
Yeah. Because trying something new and trying to step out of that is going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that pain is all that they know. And sometimes people they like it. Sometimes I realize that there's a situation with this person. I don't feel comfortable talking about it right now.
That's fine.
But there's this situation with this person, and without talking about it too much, I would try, and everyone would try to give this person advice about what that person is going through, and she just doesn't want to take that advice from anybody at all, right? And it's apparently something that's been going on for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that person, she's not listening to anybody else, and she's constantly complaining. And I'm like, there's a point where, it's kind of your fault, because you make that decision to be stuck there,
And I try to give people grace on their journeys, because I'm like,
definitely,
everybody,
of course,
at different rates, but you as, somebody who wants to help, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who could see the solution to a problem that is in front of you, and you genuinely care about this person, and you want to, help them get out of the situation.
Yeah.
You want to help. But if you realize, okay, for whatever reason, they are not ready to receive this help.
Yeah.
Then you save your energy.
Like I feel like I am, like, I was privy to this at certain times. Like, I would get the advice that I needed, and I know I needed, and I would still not take the advice.
Yeah. Because it's whatever happened in your head at the time is keeping you stuck there.
Yeah. I feel like, in my case, it wasn't for like years and years and years, right?
Yeah.
It was obviously for a very short period of time, right? But I feel like so many people, you have to be open. You have to be fully open. Like, again, once, like, I would draw this back again, you have to be fully open to receiving that help, and that just receiving all the signals.
Yeah.
The signals. I want to open, everything will come.
I agree. Because you are the only one that could save yourself, So just
true.
like you realized that, you would have been in a position where you were getting help or getting advice, and, for whatever period of time you didn't take that advice. But at some point, you were the one who had to realize, okay, this needs to stop and break out of it. And that's what everybody has to do.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how much advice you give. She has to be the one that decides within herself when she's done.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's just on a different journey.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. I try not to be too harsh on people, because I see myself in lots of people. Yeah. And in the nicest way, I try to, guide anybody that I can.
Yeah.
I'm young, and some people are like way older than me, and like I'm trying, still to give them any advice. I'm like pushy or anything, but I am such an advocate for people working on themselves and doing the work and growing, because I know, and I will keep on saying this, what it is like, and once you come out of that headspace, how freeing it is.
So it's like wanting to rescue everybody.
Yes, because I want everybody to experience this.
And the freedom.
Yeah.
But, I had to learn this the hard way as well, in terms of coming out of that savior mode, especially when I saw people in situations that I was in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I know that you're not seeing things clearly, so I feel like it's my responsibility to help them see. Is my responsibility to free them from this, and oh no, they're confused and they're lost or whatever, and it's like, oh no, like I feel like very responsible because it's like you could see the reality of the situation. So I'm like, if I don't help this person, then it's like I was complicit in them staying stuck.
Yeah.
So that is a lesson.
Yeah, it really is a lesson, and everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. But yeah, it's a lesson, and there's always lessons to be learned in every single thing. Even in the littlest thing, every single day, I feel like there's a lesson to be learned.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately,
I feel like, I just had this thought. What I want to do is at the end of every single day, write down something that I learned.
Ooh.
And maybe have like at the end of the year 365 things I learned.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll join you on that.
Like small things, like even if it's a random fact you didn't know, like you learned something, anything.
Yeah.
Learning never stops.
It really doesn't. I mean, I feel very mixed feelings about that fact because I'm like, yeah, I know that there's still further to go. I know there's still a lot for me to learn. I know that there's still so much growth, and I'm excited for, where I'm going to be.
Yes.
But also I'm like, learning, it just never ends. Let me out. Tired. Fed up.
It is tiring sometimes, but it makes I'm like you said, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And it's like, who would have thought? Who would have thunk I would be excited about learning?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm not too surprised about myself because I like learning. Even if I look back at certain subjects in school or whatever, I enjoyed learning. Like once I had a good teacher.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only thing about life is that you don't really have a fixed teacher. Like nobody is guiding you through this shit.
Yeah.
You just have to figure it out
on your own. Yeah.
But we are capable of it.
I mean, we are here, first of all, like even just doing this, and I am sure, I'm saying I am sure, but I'm not sure, but I am sure that eventually, if it's one person that we may help with some sort of advice, if it's one person, I always keep saying this, if it's one person I inspire or try or like helped, like I feel like
you did your job.
I did my job, because I feel like so much of this is not even for me or whatever. It's like me sharing or like all of my experiences and like us sharing everything that we know and we went through, and like just putting it out there for everyone to listen.
So you don't have to burn to learn. Because it's here and you're free to take the advice if you want to, and to take the dive and go on the journey if you want to. It's your choice.
I'm sorry, but like every time I hear someone say we're here, I just keep on hearing we're here and we're queer. I just like I don't know why.
Well, that's another topic for another time.
Another topic for another time.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I keep constantly in my head.
Yeah, that's green.
Yeah.
I think that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Yeah, this was so much.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Like I'm really having so much fun.
I love having deep topics, and I also similarly am passionate about inspiring other people. So
yes,
we look forward to our next episode
and inspiring many other souls. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.